down through the branches, painting golden patches on the soft grass. Birds chirped happily from above, while tiny streams bubbled nearby, filling the forest with peace. This was no ordinary forest. It was a place full of life, energy, and stories waiting to be told. Rabbits hopped across meadows, squirrels carried nuts to their nests, and butterflies danced from flower to flower. But among all these creatures lived two very special friends. One was a wise old turtle, steady and calm, who noticed every flower, every sound, every small wonder around him. The other was a young rabbit, full of curiosity and energy, hopping here and there, always in a rush, asking questions, and often leaving before anyone could answer. They were so very different, yet their friendship was strong. And today, I will tell you their story. A story of patience, curiosity, and the joy of learning from one another. The rabbit was always busy, dashing through the fields, racing the wind, and hopping over stones. He loved to ask questions. Why do the trees grow so tall? Why does the river sing? Why is the turtle always so slow? But before anyone could answer, the rabbit would rush off again. The turtle, however, lived a very different life. He walked slowly, one step at a time, noticing how the grass bent under his feet and how the clouds drifted across the sky. When the rabbit asked questions and ran away, the turtle would simply smile and whisper, "One day, my friend, you will learn to wait for the answers." Despite their differences, the rabbit and turtle cared for each other deeply. They shared food, played games, and often sat together by the riverbank, watching the sunset. They didn't need to be the same to be good friends. One bright morning, the rabbit bounced happily toward the turtle. His eyes sparkled with excitement. "Turtle," he said eagerly, "let's have a race. Let's see who reaches the river first." The turtle chuckled softly. He knew he could never match the rabbit's speed, but he also knew that sometimes agreeing to a challenge could teach more than refusing it. With a warm smile, the turtle nodded. "Very well," he said slowly. "We will race. But remember, little one, the journey is just as important as the end." The rabbit laughed and clapped his paws. "Ha, this will be fun. Don't be sad when I win, old friend." And without waiting, he started stretching and hopping, full of energy. The turtle only blinked and looked up at the trees. He was not thinking about winning or losing. For him, the race would be about the steady path, the gentle sounds of the forest, and the lessons he might learn along the way. The race began. The rabbit shot forward like an arrow, leaping high, his ears bouncing in the air. He laughed as he sped along, leaving little clouds of dust behind him. The turtle, on the other hand, started slowly, step by step by step. His shell glistened in the sun as he moved steadily forward. Along the way, he admired the bright flowers that bloomed by the path. He stopped to watch a butterfly rest on a petal and smiled at the bees buzzing busily from one flower to another. Though the rabbit was far ahead, the turtle felt no worry. He whispered to himself, "The forest is wide, the path is long, and every step is a gift." Meanwhile, the rabbit was racing so quickly that he barely saw the forest around him. To him, the only goal was the finish line. He laughed proudly. "The turtle is so far behind, he'll never catch up," he said to himself as he bounded away. After running so fast, the rabbit grew tired. His breathing grew heavy, and his legs began to ache. He thought, "the turtle is so slow. I have plenty of time to rest." He found a shady tree with cool grass beneath it. "Just a quick nap," he whispered, lying down comfortably. The gentle wind rocked him to sleep, and soon he was snoring softly. The turtle, meanwhile, continued on his steady way. Step by step, he made his way down the path. He did not rush, he did not stop. His eyes were calm, his mind clear. He passed ants carrying food, birds flying low, and even stopped to drink a little water from a stream. Then He moved forward again, never distracted, never hurried. While the rabbit dreamed under the tree, the turtle was moving closer and closer to the finish line. Time passed. The turtle finally reached the tree where the rabbit was fast asleep. He looked at his friend and smiled kindly. He didn't wake him, nor did he stop. He simply walked past quietly, his shell shining under the afternoon sun. The sound of flowing water began to grow louder. The river was close now. The turtle could hear it splashing and singing as it moved over stones. His heart filled with joy, but his steps remained steady and calm. Not far behind, the rabbit stirred and opened his eyes. He blinked, stretched, and then gasped. "Oh no, I slept too long," he shouted. In a panic, he dashed forward faster than ever, racing toward the river. The rabbit's feet pounded the ground as he ran, but when he reached the riverbank, he stopped in shock. The turtle was already there, smiling peacefully at the shining water. The rabbit's ears drooped. He looked at his friend with wide eyes and whispered, "I can't believe it. You reached before me." The turtle turned gently and said, "Yes, my friend. Speed is useful, but patience and steadiness can take you farther than you think." The rabbit lowered his head, then hugged the turtle tightly. "I have learned something today," he said softly. "Being fast is good, but being steady and patient is even better." The turtle chuckled. "And being curious is good too, as long as you listen and learn." From that day on, the rabbit sometimes slowed down to enjoy the world around him, and the turtle became more curious and brave. Together, they grew wiser and happier. And so, the forest remembered their story. A story of friendship, patience, and the joy of learning from each other.